From the National Automotive Design and Development Council NADDC, developing Nigeria's automotive industry. This is Automotive Hour, projecting Nigeria's automotive industry to the world.
From policy frameworks and infrastructure development to bold ambitions for local production and adoption, Nigeria is making steady strides toward a cleaner, greener auto sector. Hello and welcome to Automotive Hour, the program that keeps you plugged into the pulse of Nigeria's vibrant and fast-evolving automotive industry. Proudly powered by the National Automotive Design and Development Council, NADDC, this program is your weekly window into the innovations, institutions, and individuals shaping Nigeria's journey toward automotive excellence. This week, we turn the spotlight on the future of mobility itself, electric vehicles. On our Meet the Manufacturer segment, we'll showcase two forward-looking companies at the heart of this transformation: Saglev Electromobility Nigeria Limited and Nev Electric Limited, both pioneering new models for sustainable transportation. It promises to be an electrifying edition, and I am your host, Maimuna Ahoiza Zubair. Welcome. We begin with key news and updates driving momentum in the local and global automotive industry. Here are the news stories making headlines this week.
Nigeria is taking bold steps towards sustainable mobility as the National Automotive Design and Development Council (NADDC) wraps up the design phase of its landmark 8-seater electric campus shuttle bus competition. The event, which took place on July 25th at the Unilag Design Studio in Lagos, saw 12 top universities across Nigeria compete with innovative EV blueprints, 3D models, and simulation, demonstrating the nation's capacity to drive clean transportation through local talent. Director General NADDC, Mr. Oluwemimo Joseph Oshonipin, in his address, noted that this is the first time the competition has held in Nigeria. He stated that the competition goes beyond designing an electric vehicle. Rather, it allows the convergence of young innovators to brainstorm, cultivate discipline, encourage creativity, drive innovation, and inspire purposeful planning. Speaking further, the DG emphasized the initiative's broader impact, fostering academic excellence, teamwork, and local industry collaboration. The council also announced 5 million naira for the winning team, 4 million naira for the runner-up, and 3 million naira for the second runner-up, while all remaining teams will receive 2 million naira each as consolation prizes. The University of Benin clinched the top prize, followed by Futo and the University of Abuja. Other dignitaries present included the Honorable Minister of State for Industry, represented by Mr. Sunday Adedamola, who praised the initiative as a transformative step for Nigeria's industrial ecosystem. The Vice-Chancellor of Unilag, Professor Folashade Ogunshola, represented by Professor Ogukaya, lauded NADDC for choosing Unilag to host both the opening and closing ceremonies. Industry stakeholders like Dangote, Sinotruk, and Larry Shitu Motors also provided mentorship and support. The next phase of the competition will focus on prototype development and full-scale EV production. In a strategic move to sanitize Nigeria's used vehicle market, the NADDC held a high-level engagement with members of the Association of Motor Dealers of Nigeria, AMDON, during a nationwide stakeholders outreach in Uyo, Akwa Ibom. The meeting focused on curbing unsafe, smuggled and substandard vehicle imports, as well as implementing a national registration system for motor dealerships to enhance consumer safety and industry regulation. The Director General of NADDC, Mr. Joseph Oshanipin, said it was high time Nigeria took control of its used vehicle landscape, noting that more than 70% of vehicles on the road are imported second-hand. He stressed the importance of aligning with the Nigeria First policy and Executive Order 005, which encourage local manufacturing and enforce standards, particularly by MDAs. Oshanipi urged dealers to embrace compliance as a shared responsibility, not just as a regulatory burden. Amdan's national leadership, led by Amdan's national president, Prince Engineer Ajibola Adedoyin, welcomed the dialogue, noting that improper registration and unchecked vehicle inflow contributes to insecurity, economic leakages, and road crashes. The association pledged to support NADDC's planned automated dealership portal that will monitor, vet, and track vehicle entries, ensuring consumers buy from verified dealers only.
Welcome back. The program is Automotive Hour. On our Meet the Manufacturer segment, we have not one, but two auto assemblers lined up for you. We first feature Saglev Electromobility Nigeria Limited, a Lagos-based company servicing both Nigeria and the wider continent. Through strategic partnerships with Chinese collaborators, Saglev integrates about 30% local content into its production process, creating vehicles tailored to Africa's terrain and market realities. With a focus on innovation and sustainability, Saglev is demonstrating how global partnerships can drive local growth. Let's take a look inside.
Saglev Electromobility Nigeria Limited is carving out a bold future for clean mobility in Africa. The company, a subsidiary of the US-based Saglev Incorporated, operates fully in Nigeria, assembling strictly electric four-wheeler vehicles, from cars to buses, while selling directly to both individuals and corporate customers. With service centers, an internal training hub, fleet management solutions, and CEO Dr. Samuel Olugbenga Falaye at the helm, Saglev is building a complete ecosystem for electric mobility.
As far as our operations in Nigeria, we assemble strictly electric vehicles. We do not assemble two or three wheelers. We assemble strictly battery electric vehicles that are four-wheeler. So we assemble, we sell direct to customer, B2C, B2B.
Labor at Saglev's assembly labor operations is 100% local, with Nigerian technicians leading every stage of production. The company is also advancing towards a complete knockdown process, which will soon bring its manufacturing capacity to 30 or 40% in terms of local content. On the global front, Saglev partners with major Chinese original equipment manufacturers OEM, serving as their official EV partner across the African continent. This partnership provides component parts, technological transfer, and hands-on training to strengthen Saglev's footprints at home and abroad.
Labor is local, right? So the technicians, the electric vehicle technicians are local, and the management is local. As far as the actual piece of the product, because we are assembling from SKDs to start, those are 100% imported. However, apart from the labor, we are already developing a CKD process, which is going to be right around anywhere around 30%, 40% over the next 3 to 5 years.
On local component integration, Dr. Falaye highlights the role of the National Automotive Design and Development Council. Working closely with NADDC, Saglev is exploring domestic production of key parts such as batteries, upholstery, and glass. For him, This collaboration with the council has been pivotal right from the start, especially in shaping the company's semi-knockdown operations in Nigeria.
NADDC has shown a lot of leadership in making sure that we focus on local components. Plus, I want to say that the NADDC worked with us to develop a practical SKD composition. Otherwise, we would not have been able to do this. So that was very early collaboration. Now, the current DG has been fantastic with us. There is nothing that we have actually, once they hear, we tell them, look, there's a challenge. They start making calls. So without the NADDC, we would not be here, 100%.
Policy also plays a central role in Sanglev's journey. Dr. Falaye commends the Nigeria First policy of the current administration, calling it critical to boosting local automotive competitiveness. He believes the approval of the National Automotive Industry Development Plan will further expand opportunities, allowing Nigeria to compete favorably with global auto brands.
If a product is being made in Nigeria versus a product is being, even if it is assembly, you should patronize that. And that is part of the Nigeria First. That is going to be very pivotal in the development of the automotive industry. I have personally driven cars from Innocent. I've driven cars from Nord. And I'm asking myself, why should we be buying, these more expensive cars? These are standard cars. So that policy is going to develop our automotive industry. Definitely, we have to give credit to where, who credit is due on that Nigeria First policy.
But challenges remain. Misconceptions about the affordability of EVs, coupled with concerns around service centers and spare parts, still linger. Dr. Falaye stresses the importance of continued sensitization, making it clear that Nigerian assembled EVs are often most cost-effective than imported used vehicles. He applauds the federal government for tax and import duty exemptions on EVs and CNGs, and acknowledges NADDC's outreach in educating the public.
Today, we have 16 different models that we assemble. Every single of our models, brand new, is actually way cheaper than an internal combustion engine vehicle today. Let me give credit to the government. If the government has not been approving import duty exemption certificates, that would not be possible. Also, VAT of CNG and electric vehicles. So that is major. So again, we Nigerians, when we have to give credit to who credit is due.
Energy is another crucial dimension. While Sanglev is dedicated to electric vehicles, it recognizes the importance of a balanced energy mix. Its plants are powered in part by CNG, and the company is experimenting with hybrid technologies that combine CNG and EV platforms to address Nigeria's unique energy realities.
Every country has to figure out their energy mix. Therefore, I do understand the importance of developing CNG. Now, we have to charge all these cars, right? It's either we charge them using solar, which is very difficult, but CNG is going to be a tool to rapidly industrialize our country. I need power in this factory. We can power by CNG. Electric vehicles need power. Manufacturing, all those component manufacturers we've been talking about, who's going to power them? CNG. So CNG is integral to any electric vehicle industry.
Capacity building also lies at the heart of Sanglev's operations. Guided by strong environmental, social, and governance principles, the company is committed to women empowerment. With nearly half its workforce made up of women, it also continues to train EV technicians across the country, crediting NADDC for its unwavering support in this effort.
As far as capacity building, we've already trained 18 electric vehicle technicians. Now, what we did, we found people who were already certified mechanics. Now, let me also give NADDC, their kudos, because the program that trained these people was developed along with NADDC. And we got certified mechanics from that program. We now give them the EV training. And guess what? Now we have 18 of them who we have been employing for 2 years.
For Dr. Falaye, sustained collaboration with government remains vital. Initiatives like Credit Corps and import duty exemptions are helping the auto industry grow, while the NADDC continues to provide technical and policy support. The message is clear. Nigeria's auto sector is ready to stand tall, and Sanglev is determined to be at the forefront of that transformation.
We would not be here if the government didn't think it fit to say, let us put an import tariff free for EVs and CNG, because our vehicles simply cannot be afforded. Just by that intervention, we actually have EVs that are way cheaper than internal combustion car. We're brand new. As far as just being able to put the tariff free, our equipment comes to us cheaper. These days, it's already making it possible for us to start considering powering our factory with CNG. Things like the government looking into financing. So there is the Credit Corp. As soon as that starts getting mature, people will be able to finance cars. So government collaboration is invaluable.
From locally trained technicians to continent-wide partnerships, from affordable EVs to pioneering hybrid solutions, Sanglev Electromobility is more than a car maker. It's a driver of Nigeria's green future.
Next, we charge right on and spotlight NEV Electric Limited, a fledgling but ambitious African-focused mobility company with a bold mission, solving mass transportation challenges for the everyday African, starting right here in Nigeria. With a local content integration target of 60% in the next 2 years and plans for a nationwide smart charging infrastructure, NEV Electric is positioning itself as a leader in building sustainable, accessible, and inclusive transport solutions. Here's more on their vision.
In the heart of Abuja, a bold vision for sustainable mobility is taking shape. NEV Electric Limited, founded by Mosokbe Olaosebikong, is an African-focused mobility company determined to solve mass transportation challenges starting here in Nigeria. With green mobility as its guiding principle, NEV Electric manufactures only electric vehicles, combining standard quality, modern design, and environmental efficiency for the everyday Nigerian.
Our strongest thinking as a company is solving mass transportation for the everyday Africans, starting from our country, Nigeria. How do we create sustainable, dignified mobility solutions so that it's just easy for people to move around the country? And how do we do that in such a clean, environmentally conscious way? Our company is very focused on green mobility, that's green vehicles, and it's a range of vehicles, but very much focused on the mass transportation range of vehicles like your BRT buses, your mini buses, and then utility vehicles like pickup trucks, and then eventually to micro-mobility, which is more representative of our market here, which is the kekes and the bikes, but with all powered by, of course, battery.
At the core of NEV Electric's philosophy is a strong belief in local content. Though still a young company, it has set an ambitious goal to achieve 60% local component integration within the next 2 years. For now, 15% of its vehicle components are locally sourced, but human capital already accounts for over 80% of its production strength.
Our goal is that by 2027, we should have at least 60% sourced locally, Right now, we're about 15%. But I think even in the next couple of months, when we further equip our factory, we'll be able to, have more of our components produced locally. The good thing right now is that we have, when you look at the resources, human resources, we have about 80% of our engineers working locally who have been trained in different countries, now working with us to actually get some of our vehicles together. So on the human resources part, we're doing much better. But on the components for the manufacturing, we have a few years to go to 60%, which is our goal.
Financing remains one of the biggest hurdles for potential EV buyers. To bridge the gap, NEV Electric aligns with government initiatives such as the NADDC and Credit Corp consumer credit schemes. These measures are designed to make clean mobility more affordable for individuals, fleet operators, and even governments.
That the automotive industry in Nigeria cannot be developed if there's no means for people to finance the ownership of vehicles. And why people go in and buy vehicles in cash. It's really not done in most developed countries. So, and I give you one interest to the credit of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Nigerian consumer credit that was just recently, that was launched, I think, a year ago, is also solving that problem.
Collaboration is another pillar of the company's strategy. Olaose Bikong applauds the National Automotive Design and Development Council for its efforts in fostering synergy between public and private stakeholders. NEV Electric, for its part, is working closely with the council to expand EV charging infrastructure nationwide.
We have the largest charge infrastructure that we even locally assembled with our foreign partners here. So as I speak to you, we have close to 200 charge points that we are working to deploy across various cities, which is the largest that I'm aware of around here. And it's, of course, going to be a lot of collaboration with the NADDC as well. But to tell you a little bit about the product we have here, which is a product under a group of companies, all under our EV company and group, it's called CAS, which is charging as a service. And what these products are, this is just an example of the product. Now, this is a 160 kilowatt hour charger, dual gang, which can charge your average cars in 25 minutes. And then it can charge the public transportation, like the buses you see, can charge them in less than 40 minutes in some cases. And it can give you as much as, when you have a full charge, you can have as much as 400 to 500 kilometers on just that 20, 30 minutes charge. And you have about, maybe average about 280 to 350 kilometers on the average buses. But beyond that is how smart the chargers are. So, from a central point, we can calculate the energy consumption. We can do a maintenance audit across everywhere that we have the chargers. And beyond that is that we're trying to make payment very seamless. So what we're designing as a company today is that you don't need to even pay every time you get to the charge station. What you need to do is that you just turn on your app connects to the charger, and then it takes some money off your wallet after calculating your energy consumption, So it's an exciting, what's about to happen in the coming months is quite exciting for the country, and we are proud to be working with NADDC as well to, push this infrastructure across the country.
In fact, NEV Electric currently boasts the largest charging infrastructure in the country, with nearly 200 stations set to be unveiled. These stations come with advanced diagnostic systems, enabling remote fault detection. Users can charge, monitor, and pay through a digital wallet on the company's app, while mass transit buses are fitted with state-of-the-art surveillance systems for safety.
This is the first made in Nigeria electric bus. And this is the first of series of buses and mass transportation products that we'll be producing. We're proud of this product ourselves, and we've gotten enough commendation from quite a good number of, especially our critical stakeholders. But one of the things that you can see, in this bus is a good surveillance system. So you see a lot of cameras. If you look around the buses. The systems that has been embedded into the production of the buses helps us to remotely analyze the bus, almost like we can do an health check of the bus anywhere the bus is, anywhere, even across Africa. So we can get data like the driver performance data, we can get data like the battery levels and then the battery use and optimization. We can get data like the tire pressure levels. We can remotely demobilize the vehicles. And the vehicles, of course, also in addition to has a lot of security features like the anti-fire systems and all of those things where we can actually be able to see everything from the dashboard and even remotely wherever we are. I think these features are important for the enjoyability of our customers.
From mass transit buses to personal vehicles, NEV Electric is betting on an eco-friendly, locally driven mobility future. A vision powered not just by technology, but by people, partnerships, and a deep commitment to green innovation.
That wraps up this week's edition of Automotive Hour. As we've seen, Nigeria's electric vehicle transition is more than just a technological shift. It's an opportunity to build industries, empower communities, and secure a cleaner, more sustainable future. With the National Automotive Design and Development Council leading the charge, the journey towards an eco-friendly auto sector is gathering momentum, and the road ahead looks brighter than ever. On behalf of the National Automotive Design and Development Council, thank you for watching. Be sure to follow our social media handles showing on your screen to stay connected with the latest updates, insights, and conversations shaping the future of Nigeria's industry. Join us again next week for another exciting episode as we uncover new trends, new players, and the future of Nigerian mobility. I am Maimuna Hoyza Zubair, and this is Automotive Hour. Bye for now.